podcast. I am your host, Coach Jake. Hope you guys are doing good. What's up? M. Apollonius, Steve Crash, New York. The light rolls them right. Big La Bamba, yay. I can't get to all you guys' names right. Steven or Seven Deucer, Mike, Blackgrave, Iron Squad Wrestling. Man, you guys are blowing me up. Georgie Mock, HZR Per, Sullivan. What's up, guys? So we are back talking business, talking wrestling. And as ever, I have a topic that I use this as what I think we need to do to improve the world, to make the world a better place. It's part of my mission. My mission is to do that with scientific wrestling, and my mission is to do that with number one coaching, business coaching. So today I want to talk, how do you unleash the power of a sales strategy? So I'm going to lay out a step-by-step guide for you to dominate your market, right? So we're going to talk about a sales strategy that can't be beat. We're going to explore secrets of successful salespeople and how you can use their strategies so you increase your sales, crush your goals, nail those targets. Okay. So first, let me start with a story, right? Years ago, I met a sales guy. He was having a hell of a hard time making sales. Great product. In fact, it was like a fantastic product, but he just could not close deals. So I said, I mean, what is your sales strategy? Do you have a method? And he was like, I don't really have one. And he was just winging it. Now, I wrote a blog. If you guys are interested in the blog, DM me. I'll send it to you. I detail all these different various, in particular, the blog was about enterprise sales and the different methods and why I chose to go with the Grant Cardone method. But there's many of them, and I'll send that to you if you guys are interested in it. Okay. So you just have to let me know. What's up, Nick Kajia? Happy to see you. Tim. Yeah, thanks, Apollonius. Happy to see you, man. Guys, give me a shout out, roll call. Give me a number one if you like what you're seeing or hearing. I really appreciate you guys. So yeah, okay. So back to this story. He was winging it, man. He was shooting from the hip, and that won't do it. Okay. You have to have a solid sales strategy. I'm a big believer in this. Okay. I've seen time and time again people with a well-defined sales strategy succeeding and people that don't failing. So I took the struggling sales guy. I took him under my wing, which is what I do, coached him, said, man, you need to show up. You got to train, you got to practice. And I showed him how to create a sales strategy that cannot be beaten, but you got to do it. So how do you make a sales strategy that can't be beat? Okay. Well, let's start with the fundamentals, with the basics. Number one, you have to define your target market. Who are you selling to? Who is it? Do you know? Is it soccer moms? I'll give you a perfect example. Like for me, by and large, scientific wrestling, I have two primary markets. High-end athletes that are trying to really go to the next level and have money because of that, and they're serious, they're committed. And people that are off that and a little older, maybe almost the same demographic as, say, like a Harley Davidson, an older dude runs a gym and wants to increase his efficacy at the gym. Okay. You've got to have, and they call these personas or avatars. It depends who you're talking to. Okay. So define your target market, figure out who you're selling to. What do they need? What are their pain points? What are the problems they have that you can solve with your product or service? Okay. Once you know this, now you can tailor your sales pitch to them specifically. This is huge. This kind of clarity will get you aiming at the right people, the people that you can help. and that are willing to pay you for this help through your product or your service. Okay. Okay. 2, after getting a target market defined, you need to define and create a sales process. Okay. Like a step-by-step guide that will help you outline it for you, right? Like, what does that look like to you? Step by step. Here's a basic one: attitude. Make sure you're in the right positive mode, helpful mode. 2, what is your greeting? 3, fact finding. 4, qualifying. This is the simple. After you qualify them, what do? You got to figure out, make sure that you got them on the right product. Then you can hit your trial close. What I'm listing out is just an idea for you to tackle this stuff. Okay. So you need to have a step-by-step guide that will take you from prospecting all the way to closing, right? You get this guy, you qualify him, you get him on the right product, you trial close, see if you can get him there. If not, run your demo hard. Trial close again, might as well. Okay. Write up a proposal, negotiate, follow up. These are parts and steps of a step-by-step process. Now, that is the one I rattle off is one that I follow. There are other ones. Okay. You have to understand, man, today, this is what I like about Grant Cardone. He calls it information-based selling because all your clients, all your customers, they have more choices than ever. And they also have the ability, the internet, to look things up, compare prices, figure out what the value stacks are and how they compared. So you need to have this really dialed in so that you basically are creating an experience for your potential client, for the guy that you're or girl you're trying to sell. Something that makes you stand out. Why go with you? Okay. So to that point, you need to start thinking about now, once you've whittled it down, you got your target market, you got your process, let's start thinking about how can I personalize this? Right? How can I start building this relationship with this person so that am I doing the things that engenders trust and lets them know that I'm reliable and that I'm going to solve these problems. I'm going to help with this specific needs, right? And I'm going to follow up, make sure that they're happy and they're getting everything out of the product once they do buy, right? This is about that personalization is really about long-term relationships, lifetime customer value. It's a great thing, man. That's a good thing for the whole world. Okay. So now beyond this personalization, you can really go the extra mile, give them extra, outstanding customer service. Respond quick when they email you. Don't put it off. Know everything you can about the product so you don't have to look it up and you know it right off the top of their head. Solve their problems. Okay. You may not know this, but did you know, like, companies that actually have a formal sales process like this, they make 18% more revenue than those that don't. That is why I do this, because I ran businesses forever and I always put off the sales stuff and it was killing me until I was like, you know what? This is what I did with my degree in financial math, financial engineering. Same thing. Is I was like, dude, I had an English degree. And I was like, man, I just need to roll up my sleeves and figure this out. And I had to do the same thing, not just with the financial math, but that got me so far. And then I realized I've done all this financial literacy training. I've got master's degrees. I have all this experience and I still don't know this part. And it was sales. So that's where I have dedicated myself to being an expert. because at this stage of my life, this, I believe, is the most important thing you can do for a business. I mean, as I said, 18% increase in revenues with companies that actually have a formal sales process versus the ones that don't, right? And 86% of buyers are willing to pay more for a great experience. Everybody loves to buy, but nobody wants to be sold. And that's what I'm trying to tell you here. Help them buy, give them a great experience with buying from you, right? Okay, so I do have a ton. I have so much stuff going on. I want to conclude this, get right to the Q&A if I can help you. If you want to create a sales strategy that cannot be beat, you need to focus on your target market. You need to create a killer sales process. There's lots of resources out there. You can look. Prioritize the customer experience. Okay. You do all this, you are going to increase your sales. More importantly, you're going to build a long-term relationship with your customers, right? All right. Well, thank you for tuning in for that. I'm going to take questions now. Of course, just bang on the keyboard, and I'm here to answer anything and everything I can. Okay, so we got let's see. Man, we got a lot of people out there. Ukaipa, what's up? Disco Distance. Justin, how did I secure a patent on the mace belt? So actually, I did not. What I did, well, there is a patent on it, but I don't own it. And this was some of the mistakes that I made coming up. So I approached a company to manufacture it. The name was Torque Athletic. And honestly, I didn't have any clout. Nobody knew who I was. This is 2006. I mean, very few people. And I was hustling, and I didn't have two nickels to rub together in terms of clout. So I approached them with the idea. I came with a very formal idea with a plan to market it, the programming, the branding, all these things, the design. And they said, okay, we'll partner with you. And so we ended up doing a partnership deal, but they maintained the patent. But as you can see, patents, copyright, all this IP shit. I mean, if you're making $1 bajillion with something, maybe, yeah, it's a good thing to have so people don't rip you off. But, you know, like with trademark, things only need to be 30% different to not be protected by. So notice what happened. I came out with Mace Bell, right? And it blew up like way bigger than I ever thought. And everybody started making them, ripping them off. Oh, well, we just changed the design 30%. It's shorter, or, you know, a different weight or something like that. And they just bypass all of that. So for me, I never actually made much money on the hardware of it. Torque did. And then they closed their doors. The owner decided to go do something else, I think. And they were the #1 manufacturer of kettlebells. So this was a big company. I just think he got involved with like doing metal work on custom cars and was making way more money than he was in the fitness industry. And he was doing well. So anyway, I just was like, screw it. I'm not really making money on it anyway, because I didn't know what I was doing with regards to rights and patents. And I kind of had to make that deal to get it out there and to be real. So what I did then is I doubled down on the marketing, because, you know, there is something known as common law trademark, right? So if you see the TM symbol next to something, that means trademark, obviously. But if you see the circle R next to something, that means registered trademark. Here's the difference. With the mace, the mace bell, I was the first to market, and I could establish that. It was well documented that there had never existed anything like what I was doing at the production level in the West, made out of steel, for this, under the name Mace Bell, clearly similar to the kettlebell and name, whatever. So because of that, because I was able to establish that I was the first, that is effectively what is known as common law trademark. And so what I did then is that, because there's two advantages to this. So I own the trademark. So all those guys out there using Macebell right now, I could come knocking. I'm not going to, because to me, I'm more and I should change this, and I'm trying. I should be more concerned with the revenue, but I've been focused most of my life on making an impact and not really worrying about revenue. And in some cases where, I came up blue collar, I don't have wealthy parents, I've had to hustle everything up myself. Sometimes I've found it strategically better from a marketing and branding standpoint to let other people go and expand this, almost like how open source software works. If you're familiar with these ideas of like Linux and like open source, I open source it and let everybody else go ahead and make money. And the only thing that I ask in return is like, hey, if I was the fountainhead, if I was the inspiration, if it was my idea, you can make money with it. All I ask is the impact. Just let people know that, had I been hit by a bus the day before I put this out or did this thing or that it wouldn't exist. That's my legacy, right? Now I'm also trying, as I get older, figuring out how not to make bad deals and things like that. So, I'm happy with how the Macebell thing worked out. I honestly never thought it would take off as big as it has, as it continues to go. And I think a lot of that is because I didn't lock down on it. There's other people who are doing a similar thing to me and really locked down, chase people away. Oh, you can't use it. Don't use the name. They got all stupid and legal. And everybody was like, fine. And everybody forgot about that guy. In fact, that guy now is having to integrate my work and taking my stuff and my ideas. And I'm fine. I'm like, go ahead and make some money, dude. Just, give proper credit. Don't be a douche like that. So I hope that answers your question, Justin. So yeah, I've got a crazy big weekend this weekend. Right after this, I'm going to jump on the podcast with Jeff, the entrepreneur. This guy is a badass. He comes from a boxing family. He's a boxer, but he's like me. He's into combat sports, but has found a real, I think he has a marketing agency, but he's made a good name for himself in business as well. So I'm going to jump on that podcast here in literally a half hour. And then right after that, I jump in a car to go to the airport. I'm going to be on another podcast that broadcasts out of the Wynn Hotel in Vegas. And that's going to be super fun. Jack O'Hara. Jack is he's a huge podcaster. You should see this set. I'll be sure to share it on the socials. Be sure to follow. And I'm really excited. So that'll be tomorrow. And then I fly back, and I'm hoping I can make it because some of my guys are fighting. Nathan and Cody and Kim are fighting on a Sparta MMA card, and they're going to crush it. I'm super excited. So let's get to some comments. Again, if I can help you, I will stay on for a few minutes, but I do have this other podcast coming up quickly. So bang them out. Also super excited. We have for our affiliate program, we launched it a little less than a year ago, signing on our 12th affiliate today. The ink isn't wet yet, but everything else is good to go. We're looking to expand. Guys, if you want to be a part of the greatest thing in the history of greatest things, man, you got to get with us at Scientific Wrestling. This is something special, and I'm so goddamn proud of it. Pardon my language. Scientificwrestler.com. Go check it out. Connor B814. What's up, dude? How are catch classes practices typically structured? Depends where you go, bro. Depends where you go. If you come with me, you come to one of my classes. Now, I do think it's slightly different if we have camps. And I don't really run classes. I run training camps. So I'll either do a 2 or 3 day camp, but that's like 6 hours a day. It's a lot of grind. And so that structure is a little different. Or I'll do 6 to 8 week camps leading up to fights, right? So for example, I've got this crew with the Scientific Wrestling affiliate fight gym here in Denver, V10 training with Vicious Vern Earwood. They're all fighting on the biggest MMA promoter card here in Colorado, Jeff Cisneros' Sparta. And so we ran a camp leading up to this to prepare them. Now, I don't know, like, are you trying to fit it into like a retail martial arts setting where you have an hour, 90 minutes? I mean, I detail a lot of this for you guys that are interested. It's like $7, dude. It's like a steal. Go get the book, Modern Catch as Catch Can, the sport of professional wrestling. You just go to Scientific Wrestling, go to instructionals. It's the top thing there. I lay it all out. It's a great book, man. Has all that, how you can lay out the structure, how you can do a rank, like a belt structure, even though we don't do belts, but how can you rank people to, because the one thing that rank does is client retention, right? It really is it's not so good for the client as it is for the business. The client likes it, so it's good in that regard because it's just an attaboy. It's just a participation trophy, but it does make sure it keeps people motivated and coming in. I have a whole system where people can actually earn this rank with benchmarks and targets. I hope that helps. Justin, Ukaipa MMA says, Gotch Bible. Yes, sir, dude. That one's brutal. So that's how when I had a gym in San Juan Capistrano, we would open it with the Gotch Bible and get it done in 15 minutes, or do a number of squats, push-ups, different exercises, different calisthenics. The main thing is you want to just also make sure that you're warm and you're flexible and stretched. That's it. Like, I would just warm them up, just have them stretch their body out a little bit, and then you'll get most of what you need conditioning-wise from the wrestling itself, if that makes sense. Connor B 814 says, we'll check it out. Just finished saying, Uncle, good stuff. Thanks, dude. Hope you enjoyed it. You got to get Physical Chess, man. That one. I love Say Uncle because I that was like me writing that. But Physical Chess to me is special because it just, every time I read it, I can hear Billy's voice. And I really just, miss the guy, and it's nice to go and read it. So, all right, guys, any other questions? I'm going to jump. I am literally like jumping off this onto another podcast, jumping on a plane to another podcast, all that kind of stuff. Chris Labry, what's up, man? Those Hindu squats, 1 per second with the jump is a great warm-up. Yeah, dude. People, I mean, dude, wrestling is the greatest personal development program ever made. It works for all body types. It works for all economic classes because there's no special equipment, no helmets or pads or balls or field goals, or you just need another person and a place to wrestle, right? It's the greatest thing in the world. What's up, Elijah? Where can we watch the podcast? What will you be discussing? I will try to see if the guy on so it's Jeff the Entrepreneur. I think it's at Jeff the Entrepreneur. Go follow him. He's going to be doing this with me in literally 25 minutes. I'm going to try to go wolf some food down. I haven't eaten anything yet. And then I jump out and it's Jack O'Hara. And again, find him on Instagram, just Jack O'Hara. And it's hard to miss him. I think both of the guys make it clear what they do. So I hope that helps. Chris Labry, listening to your podcast on the way to a catch class now, starts at 30. All right, dude. Good, man. Happy to hear that. To me, the two greatest methods of personal development is wrestling and entrepreneurship. And I like having both of them together even. It's just unreal. So I appreciate you guys. Everybody have a killer weekend. I know I will. It's going to be jet setting and jumping around and feeling like, what's that jet flying, wheeling, dealing, kiss stealing, Ric Flair. So I'll see you guys on Monday. If I can be of service to you, DM me. I've got so much stuff going on. Just tell me how I can help you or what your problem is, and I'll connect you with either what I'm doing that might help or with other people I know that are helping to help you get where you need to go. Okay. All right, guys, have a killer weekend. I can't wait to talk and tell you how it goes. Watch those podcasts for me. Scientific Wrestler. Oh yeah. King of Catch, that's coming up in Arizona in like a week. And then the following weekend, we're having a big camp. All of that in Arizona, man. Just get involved. Trust me, regret is the worst thing. And the clock is ticking. I can't even believe I'm going to be 50 this year. It's like, where's the time go? Okay. So I appreciate you guys. We will catch you on the flip.